Well, the Duchess of Sussex has revealed the horror moment her son Archie narrowly escaped a fire in his nursery during the family's royal tour of South Africa. Meghan Markle relived the story on the long-awaited first episode of her new Spotify podcast, Archetypes.
In that amount of time that she went downstairs, the heater in the nursery caught on fire. There was no smoke detector. Someone happened to just smell smoke down the hallway, went in, fire extinguished. He was supposed to be sleeping in there.
The Duchess says following the fire, she and Prince Harry were then forced to go to another official royal engagement. Joining us now is US broadcaster Cooper Lawrence. Morning to you. Wow, this is pretty shocking that Meghan was forced to then continue to work immediately after a fire in her son's nursery.
Yeah, well, you say forced. I don't think she was forced. I think she chose to go because, remember, this was a time that they were in Africa. There was a documentarian following them around. She was already being perceived in this negative light by the press. So if she revealed that this actually happened, she'd be perceived as a bad mother on top of it all, and I think she wanted to avoid that narrative.
No, OK. In the episode, Meghan spoke to her friend Serena Williams about the double standard women face when they're labelled ambitious. What kind of reaction is the episode receiving?
It's interesting because here in America, there's two camps. There's the people that just absolutely adore her, and she represents women and mothers in such a great way, and people of color and women of color, and she's just beloved. And then there's this other camp that feels that she's still like a social climber and a networker, and that she's disingenuous all the time. And what's really interesting, if you really look into the tweets and the research and everything, it seems like it's divided between women and men. Women love her here in America. Men don't seem to really, they're not buying it with her.
Yeah, it's interesting because she says, I think, in regards to the fire in Archie's bedroom, that the firm didn't want to mention it, didn't want to say anything about it, and just wanted to sort of, you know, stiff lip and carry on. So she would have been looked down on by the family if she hadn't gone out.
They were already disengaging with the family by then. They already had announced a couple of months earlier they were no longer going to be part of the royal foundation. They had that private christening. So she was already stepping away from the family. I think she just wanted to do it. Listen, a lot of this has to do with her husband. She didn't want him to have more mud on his face. So I think that she wanted to honor her last few obligations that she was doing. But you can really see in the podcast, you can really hear how heartbreaking this was for her.
All right, Cooper, thank you for bringing us up to date.